Yo YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy SalvationsElite, and we are back with another video, guys. Today we're talking about the competitive class setups that, I think it's so important at the beginning of the game. I'm not the first one to put out a video like this, but I've been waiting to do it because I want to make sure that I'm having classes that people actually use and are actually good. Some people put out these tips videos like the first day, like for class setups. You gotta wait a little bit to figure out the meta, understand what works and what doesn't, and I'm pretty confident in these classes that these are what people are going to be using until there's an update or till something changes. This is what people are going to be using. So all these classes are basically classes that I've seen pros using. I've seen Karma, Crim, Apathy, whoever it may be, using these classes. I've been watching, checking out their streams, checking out their videos, things like that. That's where I'm getting most of these classes. So it's not just my irrelevant opinion. It's a lot of good pros who are using these classes. Right now, the best gun in the game, basically pretty consensus-wise, is the ICR overall. It's a little bit slower shooting than guns like the VAPR or the MADDOX, which are probably the next in line as the best guns in the game. So if you're an AR, if you're a main AR, you're using the ICR. If you're more of a sub or a flex, you definitely can use the VAPR or the MADDOX. The issue with this game is the subs are pretty weak. Right now, most people would say that only the SAUG is worth using. The MX9 is like a tier 2 sub. It's alright, it works okay for pubs, but for competitive, the SAUG is what you're going to want to use if you're going to use a sub. But right now, a lot of subs are just using the MADDOX or the VAPR, and it's working pretty well. Right now, I've only been using the MADDOX, and I'm playing perfectly fine with it. It's a really weird meta right now. I think if you're, like, it's just going to vary player to player. The SAUG can be competitive, but it really matters. But it just really depends on how you play. I've been loving the MADDOX. Like I said, the VAPR works well as also. Again, figure that out for yourself. But here are class ups for each of those guns. So I'm going to put up just screenshots of the classes while the gameplay is going on, so I prefer having gameplay in these videos than just the stale screen. So with that said, let's just start with the ICR. So all of these classes are going to be pretty similar, obviously, and these are based off S&D, but there's really only a few differences when it comes to hardpoint. You basically, in hardpoint, you just don't run dead silence, and then you run a different perk. You can run, flak jacket, tac mask, something like that. And that is the difference. It's really similar right now with S&D compared to hardpoint or respawn in general. I trust you guys to figure out the slight puny differences between hardpoint and S&D when it comes to dead silence by yourselves. ICR, here it is right here. Obviously with optics, you can choose if you prefer ELO or red dot, whatever. That's you guys' choice. Attachments right now, quick draw and 2 times grip. So you got grip 1 and grip 2. That's pretty basic right now for the ICR. Right now, dexterity, lightweight, and dead silence for S&D. Again, some people don't love lightweight or dexterity. It depends on the person, but I think the consensus right now is that those are the 2 best perks, lightweight and dexterity. Dexterity gives you a lot of flexibility when moving around and sliding, things like that. So I personally love dexterity. It's probably my favorite perk in the game. So this is the first ICR class setup. The second ICR class setup is this. This is if you're a little bit slower of a player and you just want that sight, you want those 2 grips, you got the stem shot, and then you got flak jacket, dead silence, dexterity, and lightweight. The differences with like stem shot and not running stem shot are interesting. In hardpoint, you're basically for sure running stem shot. In S&D though, you don't have to run it. You definitely don't have to run it. And especially with the ICR, you don't have to run it. It's a definitely slower paced gun. You're going to be probably sitting on head glitches and things like that. And especially with this type of setup, this is a pretty solid class as well. Here's what it looks like without stem. This is just adding in the quick draw to that class and taking out stem. So it works both ways. I really like this class as well. It depends how you play. If you're a little bit slower, take this one. If you're not, use stem. That's the difference. So we're going to move on to the other ARs that are kind of subs. Here's the MADDOX class right here. You got the MADDOX with a sight, you got quick draw, you got stock, you got stem shot, and then dexterity, lightweight, and dead silence again. Again, if you're not playing S&D, you can run like tac mask or flak jacket, something like that. That would work great. Very basic class, works really well. I love the MADDOX. A lot of my gameplays have been with the MADDOX so far. The one that I just posted earlier today was with the MADDOX, and man, it's great. I love it. So here's the VAPR class. Sight, stock 1, stock 2, and long barrel. You're looking at this flak jacket, dexterity, dead silence. Again, it just depends how you like it. I think this class works really well, plays really well, and I highly recommend this one as well. So for our lone SMG class, here's the SAUG. You got grip, you got quick draw, you got stock, and then stem shot, of course, lightweight, dexterity, and dead silence, and or, you know, again, and or flak jacket or tac mask, something like that. Again, if you like the SAUG, if you're killing it with the SAUG, use this class. It's gonna work. You just gotta use it to its advantages. Play those corners and things like that. Is going to work really well. So those were all the class setups for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll continue to make class setups as the metas change, as updates come through, as SMGs get buffed, as they probably will, things like that. So with that said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. There's gonna be way more videos coming out. I want to do this long term, and I cannot do that without you guys, so I really do appreciate all the support. But as always, guys, I'm your boy SalvationsElite, and we will see you next time. I'm out. Man, dude, I get a little cocky when I got the Annihilator, you know? If I just played a little bit smarter, I'd probably just destroy it.
Wasted.